Namaste, dear children. Welcome to class 4 social studies. Until this class, we have learnt the main physical divisions of India, the northern mountains, the northern plains, the great Indian desert or the Thar desert. And the fourth physical division of India is the southern plateaus. The southern plateaus. That is today's lesson. The southern plateaus. We have already learnt in class 3 that a plateau is a highland which is almost flat at the top. Plateaus means a plateau is a highland which is almost flat at the top. That is called a plateau. And in the page number 36, word power, word meanings are given there. A large area of high and fairly flat land. Plateaus. Plateaus. And by the end of this chapter, you will know the location of the southern plateaus, the plateaus which are part of the southern plateaus, the minerals found in the plateaus, the states located in the southern plateaus, the crops grown, languages spoken, the clothes worn, and the festivals celebrated by the people living in these states. These are the point. After reading this lesson, we will come to know these are the points. The southern plateaus lie to the south of the northern plains. Southern plateaus lie to the south of the northern plains. That is in third chapter, northern plains. This area is like a cone in shape. See this India map in your textbook. The light pink color shade is cone shape. This is the southern plateaus. In your textbook, in India map, light pink color shade of the area consists southern plateaus. It is like a cone in shape. It is bound by the western Ghats in west and by the eastern Ghats in the east. Western Ghats, eastern Ghats. Western Ghats in the west, eastern Ghats in the east, and bound. Bound, B-O-U-N-D, bound means B-I-N-D, bind. Past tense and past participle of bind is bound. Kudide. Bound by western Ghats and eastern Ghats. It is bound by the Aravalli Hills in the northwest and by the Rajmahal Hills in the northeast. Aravalli Hills we come to know in the fourth lesson, the Thar desert. Aravalli Hills divide Rajasthan into two parts. We know the location of Aravalli Hills and Rajmahal Hills in the northeast. Where is Rajmahal Hills? In the northeast. See here, Rajmahal Hills, Gangas. See this area. This area is Rajmahal Hills, where it is northeast. Until here, see, consider this map to the textbook map, then it is clear to you. Rajmahal Hills. The southern plateaus The southern plateaus are divided into two unequal parts by the Narmada River, the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateaus. Southern plateaus are divided into two unequal parts by the Narmada River. Narmada River divides unequal parts southern plateaus, the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateaus. To the north is the Central Highlands and to the south is the Deccan Plateau. Where Narmada River flows to the north side, it is considered as Central Highlands, and to the south is the Deccan Plateau. The Central Highlands consist of Malwa Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. Malwa Plateau, Chota Nagpur Plateau. Actually, I have shown Malwa Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. This is Malwa Plateau. This is Chota Nagpur Plateau. One more image. This is Rajmahal Hills. This is the image of Rajmahal Hills. This is Chota Nagpur Plateau, Malwa Plateau. Next one in the next topic. Star fact. The term Deccan comes from Sanskrit word Dakshina, meaning the south. Deccan meaning south. Dakshina, Sanskrit word. Malwa Plateau. The Malwa Plateau is in the northwest of Central Highlands. Malwa Plateau is in the northwest of Central Highlands. Just now I shown them in the map. Where is Malwa Plateau? It lies between Aravali and Vindhya Hills. Where Malwa Plateau? Between Aravali Hills and Vindhya Hills. It slopes towards north. Therefore, many rivers in this area join the Ganga and the Yamuna. We have learned that the river Ganga originates from Gangotri Glacier. Yamuna originates from Yamunotri Glacier, and many tributaries are joining Ganga River and Yamuna River. Those tributary rivers originate in Malwa Plateau. Because of the slope towards the north, rivers which originate in Malwa Plateau flows towards north and they join river Ganga and Yamuna and they become tributary. The soil in the Malwa Plateau is black and quite fertile. We learned this in the previous class. Cotton and oil seeds are the main crops grown in this area. Cotton, hatti, oil seeds, ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಕಾಳುಗಳು, ground nuts, sunflower. These are oil seeds and many other sesame, oil seeds. Next part is I am here now. Chota Nagpur Plateau. The other plateau in the Central Highlands is the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Just I have shown in the image. It is in the northeast. This area is rich in minerals like coal, iron, manganese and mica. This is about Chota Nagpur Plateau. Next plateau, Deccan Plateau. It is the largest part of the southern plateaus. The Deccan Plateau lies across Satpura Mountains. See here Satpuras, Vindhyas, Aravali, Chota Nagpur. Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, Deccan Plateau, Run of Kutch, Thar Desert, Himalayas. This is Satpuras. This is Satpuras. Satpur Mountains. The Deccan Plateau lies across the Satpur Mountains. It is towards the south of Narmada. It is bound by the Western and Eastern Ghats. Towards the south of Narmada, bound by the Western and Eastern Ghats. West side Western Ghats, east side Eastern Ghats. A number of rivers originate in this area, in this Deccan Plateau. Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri are amongst them. These are the four main important rivers which originate in Deccan Plateau. The Godavari originates at Triambak in Maharashtra. Triambak. See, this is the image of Triambak, the red mark here. Triambak. It is in Maharashtra. See, the red mark goes here. Near Nasik, Triambak is here. Very near to the Arabian Sea actually. It can float towards the Arabian Sea, but it is not. The fact is different. Triambak. Godavari originates at Triambak in Maharashtra. It is considered one of the most sacred rivers of India. Godavari. The Godavari is regarded as Dakshina Ganga in Karnataka. In Karnataka, we call it as Dakshina Ganga. Godavari, Mahanadi, Krishna and Kaveri flow from west to east and fall into the Bay of Bengal. See, this Godavari originates in Maharashtra, that too near Nasik, and it is very near to the Arabian Sea. But it is flowing towards west. From west to east. Flowing towards east. Godavari, Mahanadi, Krishna and Kaveri flow from west to east. Means towards east they are flowing and fall into the Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal in the east. Godavari, Mahanadi, Krishna and Kaveri flow towards east and fall into the Bay of Bengal. Do you know the reason why rivers flow from west to east? The reason is that Deccan Plateau slopes from west to east. This plateau slopes from west to east. It is very height is greater in west, and to the east it is sloping. So river flows towards the downside. Where is the slope, there it will flow rivers. So Deccan Plateau slopes from west to east, since these rivers are, and so these rivers fall into the Bay of Bengal. Since these rivers are not fed by melting snow, fed, F-E-D, fed is a past and past participle of feed, F-E-E-D, feed, providing food. Means these rivers get water, rain fed. These rivers are rain fed rivers, are not fed by melting snow, whereas Ganga and Yamuna, they are fed by melting snow, Ganga especially. So the rivers in the northern plains or Himalayan rivers are gets flows throughout the year, whole year. They often dry up during summer. These rivers, which are in Deccan Plateau, originates in Deccan Plateau, these rivers dry up during summer because of summer hot sun rays. They make these rivers dry. These rivers are rain fed, so they cause floods during the rainy season. In summer season, these rivers dry up, means no water in these rivers in summer season, whereas in rainy season these overflow. If the rain continuously falls, then these rivers gets most of water and they cause floods means pravahagalu. Star fact: Narmada and Tapi are two rivers in the Deccan Plateau that flow into the Arabian Sea. Not all rivers of Deccan Plateau fall into the Bay of Bengal, but two rivers, Narmada and Tapi, are two rivers in the Deccan Plateau that flow into the Arabian Sea. The land in Deccan Plateau is uneven and therefore the rivers form a number of waterfalls. The land is uneven in the Deccan Plateau, uneven, not equal, not even. Therefore, rivers form a number of waterfalls. The Jog Falls on the river Sharavati in Karnataka are the highest waterfalls in India. Jog Falls. I visited once Jog Falls on the Sharavati river in Karnataka. The Jog Falls in Karnataka are the highest waterfalls in India. This is the image of Jog Falls. Dams have been built across many rivers. The Mettur Dam on the Kaveri is the largest irrigation project in South India. Mettur Dam. Where is Metturu? Here is Metturu, Karnataka. In the border of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, Metturu Dam, constructed on Kaveri River, largest irrigation project in South India. This is Metturu Dam. Other famous dams are Nagarjun Sagar Dam on the river Krishna and the Hirakud Dam on the river Mahanadi and Bhakranangal Dam on the Satluj. The stored water is used for irrigation. Niravari. The Deccan Plateau has rich deposits of minerals like iron, gold and mica. Deccan Plateau minerals, important minerals here are iron, gold and mica. The Kolar gold mines and the Hatti gold mines in Karnataka are the two famous gold mines of India. Kolara gold mines, Hatti gold mines in Karnataka are the two famous gold mines of India. In Karnataka state, we have gold mines, Kolar gold mines and Hatti gold mines. Famous gold mines of India these are. And Bhakranangal Dam picture is given at the right corner of your textbook, page number 33. This is all about the southern plateaus, Malwa Plateau, Chotanagpur Plateau and Deccan Plateau. In the next class, I will explain life in the southern plateaus. Children, until then, take care of yourself, be happy, be safe in your home. Dhanyavad.